All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Been so long, I missed you all. RTVZone.com. Before we get into the show, real quick, make sure you tune in to Evil Dick at Night. Actually, Dick at Night with my man Evil Dick. Killing the show right now. Big Brother's in full force. The best recap, like in-depth show. Whether it be on the web or TV, you got to tune in. It's only like, I want to say $15 or so, even though, it's like a steal. So premium content. We appreciate you tuning in. Donate $1, $1 million on the homepage. Submit your video questions, all that jazz. So we keep this thing going because we do it for you. And on the show today, we have the lovely farming chef, Miss Barbie Marshall.
Hi, everyone.
And the incomparable Big Body Karate, Tavon Hubbard.
What's going on, everybody? How are you?
So, we're right in the middle of these games that they're playing over in London. Some little games that they play every 4 years. And it's no big deal. Olympics, go Team USA, kicking ass over there, hopefully. And so the Hell's Kitchen is not on right now, which is good. We get to go a little bit in depth without, sort of rushing through the episodes. But in short, what's happened over the past couple of weeks. Kimmy got sent home. It was a Southern Challenge. She did horribly in service. She got sent home. And then the next time, I forget what the challenge was when Brian got sent home. What was that challenge, Barbie?
The dinner service? Oh, Brian got sent home on Black Jacket night.
Yeah,
so
when y'all
we
were
were
working.
working. Yeah.
It was tough.
It was a tough episode. Yeah,
I thought that it was a good episode for you. Seems like were you on Meat that night?
I was on Meat that night.
That's our home.
Meat Station is, if you can master the Meat Station, you're a special person. And you're a special person. I'm not saying that because you're on my show. I just think you're a special person because you mastered the Meat Station. And I remember on my season, whoever worked the Meat Station, literally, it was like 6 episodes in a row, went home. So it's the killer. But I'm going to get into some questions real quick. Now, if you can't answer because y'all are contestants, I understand that. You got to pass or whatever. Just so the viewers out there, we all sign contracts, and I don't want to say we're beholden to the contract. We respect it. It's a relationship. We understand what we can talk about, what we can't.
Yes.
And we want to talk about what you've seen and give you in-depth sort of coverage and analysis and all that jazz of the show. But we're not going to violate any agreements and piss anybody off because, there's certain things we can't talk about. It's not secrets or mysteries. We just talk about the show and what you've seen, and that's okay. But I'm not on there right now, and I don't want to piss anybody off either, but it's a little different for me because they were. So I can say certain shit that they can't, and I will, because I'm getting a little bothered by some of the stuff I'm seeing on the show. Okay. Let's get right into it. But one of your Twitter followers, her name is it a woman? I didn't even. K40OS. It's a man. Sorry. Okay. K40OS_theory. It says, I know there's lots of drama on the show between ladies. Did you become friends with any of them and remain friends today?
Yes. Actually, I have a friendship with quite a few of the ladies. When you're competing, I like to say this is my first competition. So I don't know what it's like for a normal competition, and I would imagine that everyone goes in and they're quite jovial and they're like, hey, let's go compete against each other. But under the stresses of hell, I think that it's a little bit different. So everybody's personality comes out in a different way. Most of my friends know me as being loud and sassy and not taking crap from anyone, but they don't know me at work. So I'm trying to find that balance of this is a job interview and you're not going to talk to me that way. So It's really hard. Some of the girls, they just gave it their all with everything that they had, and some of what they had was just brash and harsh. And outside of hell, they're still brash and harsh, but just not as in your face about it. So I've had a couple of other ladies come out to visit me at home. We've had some normal type visits, and we have developed a bond, because I don't think that there's anybody that can walk through Hell's Kitchen's doors and not be bonded after that. We've all been through those doors and out in some form. So I don't like to hold on to grudges, and I think that that's mostly why I have relationships with the people that I do.
Well, you know, what's funny is I'm always curious. Again, our season was a little different than season 3 is different from 10. And we had some arguments, and I was at the center of a couple of them. But there was this we had this mutual respect, and it just played out. I think we just were, the way it happened, right? But my question is, forget why it happens and all that jazz. What are you thinking at this point on the show? Not because I don't know how far you made it. All I know is I'm thinking I have to be honest with everyone. And you got to know. I told a couple, I need to beat you, so I need you to go home eventually. I like you. We're going to kick ass tonight on service. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if you leave or not, because that's the only way I'm going to win. I mean, I care, but I don't give a fuck. So the question is, what are you thinking right now with regard to these people, either you working for someone, you seem focused like you saying, I'm going to go on to compete for the championship. But people working for you, has it crossed your mind like, damn, these chicks hate me, but they're going to be on my team? Are you thinking, or are you just staying in the moment? Like, have you gotten that far? As like, if I interviewed you on this episode, you know what I'm saying? If you can speak to that.
Mm-hmm. At this point in the competition, everybody, I have had those thoughts of, everybody has to go home in order for me to compete, but I don't know who's coming back. So I did develop relationships with people, but I don't feel like within that team setting that I can form an alliance, because within an alliance, you have to be against someone. And I've been in several teams in my life. I was a track runner. I was a military spouse. I've done a lot of team things, and you never form an alliance within a team. And that was one thing that I refused to do. When sometimes you see Kimmy crying, you'll see me standing beside her, rubbing her back, telling her it's going to be okay. Because I don't want to see her hurting either, no matter how aggressive she gets with me. So I am maintaining and nurturing some of those relationships. But at the end of the day, when we walk on the line for service, it's absolutely what you said. You have to put your thing down, and you have to be willing to do no matter what happened outside of the kitchen. So I'm the first one that I'll say, do you need help? What do you need? Let me help you. Because I'd rather say, let me help you, than stand here and watch you crash and burn.
Right. Well, let me say this. Tavon, I'm going to come at you with this. Vonnie, my Twitter follower, Yvonne, she says, quite frankly, that the reason why they hate Barbie so much is because, and we're going to get to the guys in a second, I just want to stick on this point, because they're racist, because she's black. And, I don't know if there's been, I haven't seen anything specifically, any slurs thrown out or anything but I don't know. I'm always curious why. I've said that for several weeks now, why it just seems like it came out of the blue. If you can't speak to it, Tavon, I'm not even going to ask you, Barbie. But I wish Kimmy was here, because that's something I wanted to ask her. But again, I'm not saying, I don't know. I'm curious. What's your take on it?
I mean, I think it is what it is, and you all see the same thing that we see, and I mean that's point blank period. But I mean I think Barbie's strong enough to not let things like that get to her in any shape, form. I mean, clearly it's more than if it even was a racist thing. Clearly, Barbie is a strong competitor, and anybody that you're intimidated by, you're going to do every little thing you can to try to deter them from winning. You're going to try to make alliances and separate that person out. You're going to try to make that person feel down. And it doesn't really, to me, matter what race it is or ethnicity or gender you are. I mean, it is what it is. Clearly, Barbie has proven herself to be strong. So,
right. And you know, a lot of people have said, you know, like for instance, Elise last season. Everybody knows Elise.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, people hated her because she had attitude. And Elise is the diva chef. So she'll be the first one to tell you. She got a freaking attitude. And, you know, she was ready for it. She made it far and she's bad, you know. Elise. So when I hear things, when I see tweets and I see comments and what's her name, Christina, talking about misattitude and doing a head shake, to me that's language that's stereotypical language that I don't, either the producers aren't showing it, right? Because Barbie, we've only met and, you know, briefly on the show, or it just isn't there and that's something that you feel threatened by. I don't know. I'd love to have Christina on, Dana, anybody else. You know, you don't have to refute anything. It's only a question. I'm only asking a question. So, moving on. Thanks, Yvonne, for that. But, you know, obviously, Yvonne wasn't the first one, but a couple other people said something to me. And, you know, without proof, I say, hey, how you going to go from that? But, the guy's side. Brian got kicked off. Brian and Josh, right? Is it Josh or Joshua? What did he go by?
Justin?
Justin.
Wait a minute.
He's still there.
Justin's still in it. Yeah. Justin got his black jacket.
Justin and Brian had a little bromance thing going on. I think Justin's pretty strong.
That was according to Robin. That was according to Robin. I think.
Here's one sentiment that just about all of my followers say, and I met Robin. I quote, "Robin is effing nuts. What's wrong with her?" Again, Robin, I know you're watching. Come on the show. I mean, tell your side. But people are tweeting me saying you're crazy. You got a lot of energy. You're always here with it. Like you know, when you're brushing your teeth, like you're here with it. Like, calm down. I need you to relax. The question is, like it seemed like Justin was real smooth, and then Robin has really, really rattled him. You know, Tavon, do you think that's going to be his downfall? Or?
Definitely. It's definitely going to be a downfall, but it's only a downfall as much as you want it. Robin can definitely, as we've all seen, find her way to crawl under someone's skin and bring a completely different side out of them very quickly and easily. But that might be Robin's tactic on how she's going to win. I mean, people only take for so much, but when you're constantly frustrated, you're clearly being distracted, and you're being a dumbass by letting something that's stupid distract you from $250,000. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, Barbie, what do you think, what is Gordon Ramsay looking at? You've known him at this point for several weeks. What do you think he's looking at for, what does he look, you know, for a successful chef? How's he judging?
I think that the first prerequisite is that you actually be able to cook. You know, you might have to know how to cook to be a chef, and Robin can cook. Remember that in one of the last episodes, it was Robin standing alone in the Blue Kitchen. She was running around with the clown music, but she was holding it down. And that's the first time I get a chance to see it.
I know y'all are cool. Y'all all contestant mates, but she had veg in the oven. Like, that's some old sandbagging shit. You know, don't tell me anything about editing or the producers made it look so. She had veg in the oven, and her excuse was someone told her to do that. I don't care if only person that can tell you to do that is Scott and Gordon, and you get away with it. That's lazy, and it's sandbagging 101. It's cheap, greasy, you know, crappy dive restaurant 101. So garnish is a very challenging station, but you don't put spinach in the freaking oven. I'm just saying. We all make mistakes. I made them too, but I mean, okay. She's a good cook. You can't put spinach in the oven.
I don't know what happened on the blue side until I see it on TV with everyone else. I know what happens when everybody goes up for elimination and they give their little spiel, but as far as dinner service in the blue kitchen, I see it with everyone else because I'm on the red kitchen doing my thing over there. So that whole spinach in the oven, sometimes common sense is not common. It's one of my favorite quotes by Voltaire, 1600s, I think. He knew that then. It still applies today. And sometimes a person will tell you to do something and it sounds like a good idea and you kind of snowball it in your head like, well, what they said might mean this and I just took it to mean everything. So you're absolutely right. You have to come up with your own best judgment. Now, if somebody told you to put the salsify in the warming oven and get that started because it takes a little while, then I could see that happening. But the spinach, Chef was absolutely right. You don't put herbs in the oven.
I mean,
it's
the 10th service. And it's 2012 and you own a restaurant. I just don't want to, I don't want to. There's nothing you can tell me. There's nothing. There's no politically correct answer.
Maybe she don't know better, right?
Yeah.
She work on a food truck. So food trucks, you storing food for long periods of time. So
that's true.
I have some friends that own food trucks. That's not true.
You got to do what you got to do.
Spinach. That's the crazy mentality. So moving on, Clemenza, who has the most very I like the ring, Clemenza. Clemenza got to join us one day. He's still rocking the whole jacket thing. I never really understood how you could go and change your jacket in the middle of service. Stuff like that doesn't, he's dirty and you get allowed to. I just wouldn't imagine that you could change it. But again, I'm not there. I don't want to talk about production because that's not my role. But let's just, take it at face value, I'm not leaving in the middle of prep to go clean my jacket. I think Clemenza is a hard worker. He kicks ass. He has so much passion. He has so much heart. He's like the underdog. I don't think he's going to win at all. But you don't see Clemenza at this point because of service, but you see him in the dorms and in challenges. What do you like? What's your take on him at this point in the competition?
I've seen Clemenza up a couple of times for elimination, so I really haven't had a chance to work with him in the Blue Kitchen. And from his elimination speeches, I know that he has heart. And Clemenza is one of the people that I actually went up on Southern Night. I went against him because he just has this way at the challenges with food, and I honestly saw him as a really big threat, and I wanted to go against him. As far as the cleaning of the jacket goes, under normal circumstances, I'm with you, but in hell, when you've been up for elimination and told that you're dirty, and you get your jacket snatched off of you and get sent a clean one, and then you spill tomato sauce all over it, you better go clean that thing before Chef Ramsay comes see you. You better go see that, because that's the first thing he gonna know. Dirty again? Clemenza, come on. You can hear it in it.
He sees everything. And then he don't see everything, actually, from his words. But I got an idea. Don't get your freaking jacket. Don't spill tomato sauce on your jacket in the middle of service. That's an idea. Moving on. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Okay, so you got Justin. You got 6 people left. Dana, Barbie, Christina. Is it Christina?
Christina.
Justin, Robin, and Clemenza. Top 6. All right.
Top 6.
Give me your top 6. I'm gonna ask you a different question on that, Barbie. But
Ooh. My top 6 or top 4. That's the top
Who you
6 right
cutting out?
now. I'm cutting out.
Oh, in order of like rank them.
Oh, okay.
Like
All right. So
to work of the remaining.
okay. So number 1, of course, I gotta go with my good girlfriend, the underdog, Miss Barbie Marshall is number 1. Of course, I'm Team Barbie all day, every day. And then I would go Dana. Dana's pretty strong. Then I would go I don't know, Christina, because her communication is on point a lot of times. Justin, Robin, and then Clemenza.
So
Because Robin's still an underdog, but yeah.
Now, why? I know she's your good girl, but why Barbie though? Why Barbie on the top, and why Clemenza on the bottom?
Barbie definitely is on the top. Just pay attention. Barbie is kicking ass. 15 episodes later, the home caterer hasn't worked a line in 3 years. Gordon definitely is paying close attention to what's going on. You know what I mean? You're competing against sous chefs, executive chefs, whatever they want to self-label themselves as, and you're getting your ass kicked on numerous occasions by a caterer. You know what I mean? Like, clearly. Even today, stood at the side just last Tuesday when Gordon had Barbie jump over to the Blue Kitchen. It's definitely something that he sees that's making her separate from the rest. Because Christina and Dana are definitely super strong. It could have been any of them. Clemenza, like you said, the attention to detail, the speed, he's slowly going down. And I rooted for Clemenza, especially knowing him. He has that strong personality, like, I'm a go-getter. I'm big boss in charge. I got this. I do this for a living. I make pasta. But slowly, episode after episode, it's going down. I mean, changing a jacket in the middle of a challenge. How long did it take you to put your apron on? Fuck the apron. I'm trying to get this challenge.
Oh, right.
So I'm not.
That's right.
And then you ain't just, boom, let's get it on. I want to put the apron on backwards, tie it up, then spin it around. Like, sense of urgency is key. That's the point. Where you at? I mean, this is basic things.
He couldn't tie it in the back.
He had to tie it the way he had to tie it.
Yeah.
Oh, because he can't reach in the back. Oh, my bad. My bad, Clemenza. That makes sense.
You don't want to. It's not about can't. You don't want to reach in the back. Barbie, different question. But who is your biggest competition right now, as you see it?
Myself. It's me. I mean, I've been like attacked this entire time, and the only person that I can rely on so far in Hell's Kitchen is me. Like, I know that my team is going to throw me up there.
Do you know who you sound like? Do you know who you sound like right now? Oh, let me see. Me. You sound like you, but I used to get blasted because I said the same thing. There's nobody here that could beat me except me. I don't see anybody else. Except for when I have a bad day and I let them in. And I had a bad day and I let them in. I love the confidence. My top 6. Okay. I'm going to take y'all back to the Chappelle Show. There's only 6 cooks right now. Barbie, and Barbie. I called it a long time ago, right? We don't have no conversation. I think you're going to take it there's a certain factor. Like I got my Master Chef pick as well, but that's on another recap show. There's a certain trust in just that you can tell. I think I can tell when Gordon reaches, he really invests in a person, and when he doesn't care about you being perfect, because you're never going to be perfect on his standards. But if I can trust, if he can trust you, and if he feels like you're deserving and the passion is there and the willingness to grow and the knowledge, I think that's what you have. Your biggest competition, I think, is Justin, and then the other 2 females. I'm not quite sure. I just don't think that. I don't know. It's just something. Again, this is me. But I think it's a Justin. If it's a guy, girl, it could be easily, I don't say girl. it could easily, I think, be a woman-woman final. But if Justin makes it, I think it'll be against Barbie. But I think Justin is a real strong chef. But the fact that Robin sort of ruffled him like that says something about leadership. You know, Robin's her own person, but you gotta, you know, if you're gonna be leading this restaurant in Paris, in Paris and Vegas, you kind of gotta be ready for that because you're gonna have cooks from all walks of life and all sorts of attitudes. You gotta know how to lead them. Now, as far as the elimination, the black jacket, Brian and his exit, in one of his interviews I was reading online, said he totally expected to make it to the black jackets. And it seemed like he had a certain sense of entitlement. Like he just like, I had a bad service. And they showed him joking a lot. He said he didn't really joke that much. But he joked sometimes to lighten the mood. I don't think Hell's Kitchen is the place you really want to do that. You got to be serious for like a whole, a month or 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
But my question is, there was a few people I thought he could have sent like 3 or 4 people home, but I ain't gonna say, Who did you think he was right in sending Brian home in that last episode, Davon?
The last episode, yes and no. It was definitely weaker contestants. But I was sick of the jokes, the voices, the split person. I was kind of relieved at the same time. Like you said, like, Hell's Kitchen, like, you're expected to be serious as hell. Like, why are you having so much amusement in a competition? Like, are you really in it to win it, or are you just out here just to be out here, get your name exposed? But it definitely was yes and no. I'm still torn between it.
Barbie, have you been surprised at any elimination? Like, I didn't expect that person to go home, and even more so recently?
At every elimination, I'm holding on to my jacket, like, both hands, like, I just want to keep mine. So, I know everybody's noticed that there have been a couple countdowns by me. 11 chefs to go. I'm still here, and that's how I can look at it. I can't look at it too far in advance because every dinner service that we did was a consideration for our black jacket. Chef said that. He made that very clear. I'm handing out these jackets based upon your overall performance, not tonight. Overall.
Now, didn't you all... No, I'm sorry, but did both teams get kicked out of the kitchen on the last service?
Oh, not the last one, not the black jacket service.
Oh, that was the...
Southern Night, everybody got kicked out.
Right.
Southern Night.
We running down, but, like, first of all, the blue team, the lady's been over there like 6 times, and it's only been 10 serves. Like, that's whack. That's something ain't right with that. Y'all got to get them out of there. That's embarrassing, and it's whack. But you would think this late in the game, you're going to still make mistakes. But the mistakes I'm seeing, garnishing the oven, lying, whether you got stuff working or not being honest with a guy, viewers just look at that stuff, and I get tweets during the show like, why would he do that? Why would he say that? And I have the same question. I literally do not know. So I'm surprised. I don't know about you guys, but I'm surprised at the old mistakes and getting kicked out of the kitchen at this late in the game. That really shocks me. Anybody can.
I think that there's definitely.
If I'm unreasonable, Barbie, if you think I'm being unreasonable, you can tell me. I mean, that's all good. Go. I'm just telling you my POV.
No, not at all. I mean, the way I see it, when we got our our black jackets, that night during dinner service, that wasn't the first thing on my mind. The first thing on my mind was, I'm on the meat station. Let me rock out these meats. But there's a certain time where if you're doing what you need to be doing, you have time to help. So let me help you. And then we can't succeed if the team doesn't succeed. So the way I see it, I have to be a team player. I have to just work with everyone so that we can get to the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is to end the dinner service. What comes after that is the black jacket.
All right. So I just don't understand it. And on an upcoming episode, it seems like Christina and Dana, the way they made it seem, it doesn't always play out the same way they made it seem, but they're like ganging up on you and trying to get you out. I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. When you're down to 3, you grind it. Now it's grind time. It is go time. And you can get them out. Now, a couple quick questions before we roll out. Let's see. Starla A. Davis says, what did I miss? Why is Hell's Kitchen on break? Starla, the Olympics are on, but you got RTVZone.com, baby. So tune in here. Hell's Kitchen will be back not next week, but the week after. Is that correct?
Recap next week. We'll have, you get to see the Black Jackets again all over. 2 hours on Monday. MasterChef 2 hours on Tuesday. When we return back on August 18th, 8 o'clock is the new Hotel Hell. Hell's Kitchen has a new time, 9 o'clock p.m., 8:13 starts with the Black Jackets. Guess who we're going to be cooking against? I can't tell you. Got to tune in.
Wow. And Barbie, if she doesn't win, she just landed a job in Fox Publicity Office.
Okay.
Now,
marketing.
Brian WS says, why? This is a good question. Why don't the chefs in Hell's Kitchen wear hats or hairnet? Real quick, Barbie first, or anybody. Why
I got a bandana, baby. I got a bandana, baby. What's the difference? My stuff is all tied up.
Hats or hairnet
And for the record,
overrated.
Yes, welcome to the restaurant industry. Don't get fooled. This ain't McDonald's, baby. It's the real deal.
Right. Half the jackasses in McDonald's, I shouldn't say half the, a lot of people. Half the restaurant industry doesn't wear hats, but
Yeah.
it's not, I don't know. The answer, because we don't have to. That's why. Good question, but we don't have to. And
because we have barrettes.
barrettes, yes. I wore barrettes. All right.
I think you wore a bit.
I did. Real good show. Make sure you tune in next week. I'm working on a couple of guests that haven't been on the show in a few weeks, but we're trying to work out some technical difficulties. We got an old HK alum, so please tune back in. We're going to mix the flow up. I know you love us 3, but want to get some different perspectives in here, shake things up a little bit. Be about 5 or 7 of us in the room, so please submit your questions. If you got a video question, go to the video tab, video mail on RTV Zone right here, and submit it. Keep it at under 30 seconds, please, and we'll get it on the show. You can ask whatever the hell you want, Hell's Kitchen or anything else you want to know about us. You can ask it. Can't guarantee it's going to be answered, but please ask it. Don't forget to tune in to Dick at Night with the amazing Evil Dick. Wait a second. That doesn't sound right. For me to say amazing Evil Dick. But
I'll say it for you, Rock. Don't worry. I got you.
Right.
Got your back.
All right. Thank you. And whatever you do, tell your mama, tell your friends, register to vote, right? Register to vote, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. I don't care who you vote for. Register to vote. Die for all that have
And take your ID with you.
Take your ID, make sure you know all of that. But register to vote and vote on Tuesday, Election Day, all right? But we'll see you before then. I'll remind you, Rock Harper, Rock Cook on Twitter.com, Barbie Marshall on Twitter.com, Big Body Karate on Twitter. You can find us all on Facebook. Until next week, peace and love it.